And how do you pronounce your last name? Maciel. Court is calling 2023 CR 5382A, State of Texas versus Elizabeth Teresa Maciel. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
London Wade for the defense.
And are you Elizabeth Maciel?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Maciel, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Ms. Maciel, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, is there an application in this case?
There is not, Your Honor.
There was initially, Judge. We changed it to no app today, Judge.
All right, did you understand you're charged with the offense of theft under $2,500 enhanced at the state jail felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility
Yes.
and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. With regards to this 1.5 years, what is that about?
I believe it's a year and a half, so 18 months.
Probably using the wrong terminology. Sorry about that, Judge.
Okay, and how much time does she have in?
11 days.
All right, guys, today's case opens with a calm courtroom. But don't be fooled. Elizabeth Maciel stands before the judge, pleading guilty to theft. But this isn't just any shoplifting case. The judge starts laying down the basics. State jail felony, 180 days to 2 years possible time, and Elizabeth agrees she understands. But the look in the judge's eyes says there's more coming. She's not just sentencing a thief. She's about to confront a pattern. It starts procedural, but the tone is tightening. You can feel it. This case is about to go from numbers on a paper to a hard look in the mirror.
So why are you stealing?
I stole because I was in foster care and I was little. And I never really had nothing. So when my kids asked me for something,
No, because let me just tell you. How old are you? 27? Did you say 27?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, the choices you make are choices of your own making. You can't continue to blame the fact that you were in foster care on you continuing to steal. So again, we're back to the point, why are you stealing? And this is not, oh, my children asked me for something, so I've given this to them. Because again, this is the case where you took a child into Target to steal for you. And you were bringing a child into your criminal organization. So why are you having a child help you steal?
Here it comes. Elizabeth tries to explain. She blames her childhood, foster care, and claims her actions were for her children. But Judge ain't letting that slide. At 27, the excuses wear thin. Then it drops. Elizabeth involved a 5-year-old during the theft, a child pushing a cart while she and her friends looted Target. The judge reads the police report out loud, and it's clear. This isn't survival, it's criminal strategy. And dragging a child into it? That line was crossed fast. You can feel the courtroom freeze. This is the part where sympathy gets replaced with accountability.
I didn't have the child help me steal.
No, you did, because the 5-year-old was pushing the cart with items in it. You were not pushing the cart. You had a 5-year-old, according to this police report, you were walking in front of the shopping cart. That 5-year-old was pushing a cart that you and your friends had loaded items with past the points of sale. That's what it says here. A child was pushing the cart. You were not pushing a cart. You knew you didn't pay for the items. Why are you having a 5-year-old steal items for you and push the cart?
My mom told me to.
You just said you were in foster care. So who's your mother?
Oh, somebody else.
All right. So why are you hanging around with a mother who is telling you to steal and get in a 5-year-old to steal?
I'm
sorry?
I don't know.
Things spiral fast. Turns out, the 5-year-old wasn't even Elizabeth's child. It was her little sibling. And worse, her own mother was involved too. A family affair in all the wrong ways. The judge can't hide the disgust. A grown woman with a master's in manipulation, turning a routine target trip into a criminal act with minors front and center. The courtroom's silent, but the message is loud. Generational dysfunction doesn't excuse dragging kids into it. And Elizabeth? Still dodging accountability. But that rope's getting shorter. The judge has more to say, and she's about to land every word.
How can you not know?
For the record, Judge, the mother was a co-defendant in this case, and she has already pled to this as well. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, yes, Judge. She received 1 year, Judge.
Yes, I know
Right.
I remember this case. So, again, why are you involving children in theft?
I wouldn't involve my children now. It says that on the report, but it's not.
It's not your child?
That's not my child.
All right, so what you did then was you took an innocent child, somebody else's child, and
I
you're
went with-
involving them in theft.
I went with my mom to target just her child, and we
So
proceeded
with your mother's child,
So,
and y'all proceeded to commit a theft and involve the child in your criminal enterprise. So when are you going to stop stealing? Are you just planning on spending the rest of your life in and out of facilities
No.
because you had a bad childhood?
This part is pure courtroom fire. The judge reminds Elizabeth, your trauma doesn't give you a pass to ruin someone else's future. That 5-year-old she involved? If he grows up stealing, he won't get to blame his mother or his sister. Just like Elizabeth doesn't get to blame hers now. Her foster care past is tragic, yes, but her choices today are fully her own. The courtroom isn't a place for pity. It's a place for reckoning. The judge isn't just sentencing Elizabeth. She's trying to break a cycle, and you can feel it. Every line cuts deeper than the last.
no, ma'am.
At some point, every tub got to sit on its own bottom. At some point, when you're an adult, it's no longer your parents' fault. Even if you had a horrible parent, it's no longer their fault. At some point, your decisions are decisions of your own making. And this 5-year-old, y'all involved in your criminal enterprise, guess what? When he becomes an adult, and if he were to start stealing, at some point, he can't blame it on the mother who was a horrible mom and the sister who's a horrible sister who's getting him to commit crimes. And if you were in foster care, as you say you were, then that means that your mother was not a good parent, because otherwise you would not have been in foster care, and you probably shouldn't be hanging around with her. And if you're going to hang around with her, you should probably be being a positive influence on your siblings' lives instead of teaching them how to steal from Target. People don't like when people steal. And anything could have went south with you all stealing. Sometimes people get shot when they steal. And so because of you and your mother, a 5-year-old and the other children had to sit in a car and wait for somebody to come pick them up. And I'm sure they were sitting in the police car behind the cage window. And then everybody will be acting, oh, I can't believe the police officers put a 5-year-old in the car. When really what they should be saying, I can't believe an adult would involve a 5-year-old in criminal enterprise. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 704510. Take in consideration 812048, JN number 2127815, 720359.
The judgment lands 18 months in state jail, no contact with any Target store in the country, and stay away from the woman she committed the theft with. The judge spells it out. No appeal, no weapons, no excuses. Then she goes off record. But she doesn't stop. In a raw, direct moment, she tells Elizabeth flat out, your mom isn't a good parent. If you're going to stick around her, be the one who saves your siblings from this life, not the one who drags them into it. It's not just a sentence. It's a plea to be better. This one hit hard.
There's to be no contact with any target in the United States of America, overseas, or anywhere. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be restitution and no contact with Patricia Esparza, and is there anything else with regards to sentencing? Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it? Did you review that
Yes.
with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to go off the record. Here's the thing. Child Protective Services is in your life. You're old enough to know why they took you from your mom. And the fact that your mom is taking you on this criminal enterprise says she's not a good parent. She's not a good parent to you, so you probably shouldn't be hanging around with her. She's not a good parent to your siblings. So if you're going to be hanging around with your mom, it should only be for you to keep an eye on your siblings so they won't grow up to think stealing is a good job and it's an occupation. You understand?
Now we shift cases. Daniel Fretwell takes the stand. A quieter tone, but the stakes are still high. He's pleading guilty to drug possession -1 to 4 grams, third-degree felony. He's already been sentenced in another case and brought back for this one. But the judge sees through the paperwork. This isn't just about a charge, it's about a pattern. She offers him the chance to get treatment, not just time. Because here, the real danger isn't prison. It's what happens if he walks out unchanged. The courtroom's changed pace, but the intensity hasn't dropped one bit.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go CR 2434, State of Texas versus Daniel Fretwell. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state.
Defense?
Catherine Mullins, follow.
Are you Daniel Fretwell?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Fretwell, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Fretwell, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yeah.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yeah.
States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Does anyone know? Because from what I read in the police report, it says that the vehicle was stolen.
I'm still charged. He has been making payments on
I
it.
was buying it, but I didn't know it was stolen. I was making
And so
payments.
they never went further on
Okay.
it.
All right. Anything you wish to say, Mr. Fretwell?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Fretwell, it appears that you have a drug problem. So if you want, I can refer you to the therapeutic community. It does not increase the length of time that you are in prison, but they may be able to help you with your drug issue.
The judge lays it down with quiet force. Daniel's getting 2 years, but she's not finished. She looks him in the eye and says, "This can't be your story's end." He admits to having a long-term drug problem, but he's also getting treatment in prison. Good, but not enough. The judge challenges him to do more. Join the therapeutic community. Stay clean. And when he gets out, she wants him running to his mom with a clear head and changed life, not another apology with empty promises. This part, it's not punishment. It's a rare shot at redemption. And he better take it.
Your Honor, Mr. Fretwell, yes, he does have a drug problem. He picked up a case pending this one
Mhm.
in Williamson County. He's already been sentenced to 3 years on that. He was in TDC and brought back to handle this case.
Okay.
So he's already been,
I've been in there for 8 months.
and so we believe he is getting some treatment and he's looking.
Are
at
you receiving
parole.
treatment at the prison?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then I'll put therapeutic community. I want this case to stop you from getting treatment. Court will find you guilty, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, and the court will recommend the therapeutic community. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you, Mr. Fretwell?
52,
All right, how long have you been using?
a long time.
All right, so here's the thing. You are going to have to make sure that you stop using. I read in the police report you were talking about your mom. Is your mom still alive? All right, and I'm sure your mom loves you, right? Stop breaking her heart. So when you go to the prison, you're saying that they're already giving you treatment there. Continue with it. Be actively participating, internalize it. When you are released from prison, I know people are excited because they're released. You're probably going to run to your mom, tell her how sorry you are, and it's never going to happen again. You got to remember prison. You got to remember your treatment. And the first thing you need to do when you get out of prison is go to an NA or AA meeting and keep it up. And if somebody tries to dissuade you from going, and by that I mean, if you have a scheduled standing appointment with AA and they say, well, let's just stop and have lunch. You can do AA tomorrow. You can do it this afternoon. That person, you got to cut them loose, because everybody from here on out who's in your life, when you tell them you have an AA or NA meeting, and if it's at noon or 8 a.m. every day, that person should be saying, oh, do you need a ride to your class? Not, let's just stop and have breakfast. You can go late, because that causes you to backslide. The last thing you want to be is the person in Bexar County and somebody's trying to identify your body, and then they tell your mom that you passed. You understand? Last time you use could be the last time you use. All right, good luck to you.
Final words. The judge speaks directly to Daniel, but it echoes for everyone watching. Say clean. Cut off anyone who says you can skip today's meeting. Go to NA. Go to AA. Be serious about recovery, because one skipped meeting turns into two, and the next thing you know, someone's identifying your body. It's brutal honesty, but it's also care. Judge Vondet isn't just trying to punish. She's trying to keep him alive. This isn't just law, it's life. And if Daniel's really listening, this might be the moment that saves him. If not, it's the moment he'll regret missing.